Hello students, myself Professor Ashok M Jain. In this lecture, I am going to discuss some numerical based on the block diagram reduction technique. This is part 2. I have already developed part 1. I had discussed two numericals there and I will also develop part 3. So I will discuss two more numerical in part 3, that is lecture number 9. So this is the first question I am going to discuss. Determine the closed loop transfer function for the system shown in figure. Now you can say this is G1, this is G2, this is, let us say, G3, this is H1, H2 and H1, H2, let us say H3. This is H. This is, I am taking H3. Okay. Now you can say this is the takeoff point here. Okay, and one more takeoff point here. So यहाँ से it is, you can shift to this to here or this to here. So I'm shifting this takeoff point from this point to here. When you shift the takeoff point ahead of the block, so let us say, clear? So we have to multiply by the gain. So okay, so I'm going to shift this takeoff point, so gain will be changed. Okay, it is G3 H3 हो जाएगा. Okay, so I'm going to draw one more block diagram. Plus this is minus G1 plus this is minus H2. Here another plus till minus. Okay, so this takeoff point is shifted here. G2, and if you shift this takeoff point here, so this will be G3 H3. H3 and this is G3. This is C of S. Okay, so I'm shifting this takeoff point from here. Now it is what? H2 from here, and here one more takeoff point, that is here H2, H1. So it is H1, this is G1, this is H2. Okay, and here now so you can say this is forming a closed loop. Please, sorry, this is forming a closed loop. Convert this into new diagram, so you will get plus minus and G1 C of S. Okay, then plus minus, and this is forming a closed loop. So what is the transfer function of this closed loop? GS, that is G2, okay, upon 1 plus GS मतलब G2, and feedback path G3 and H3. Okay, so this one, then this is G3, this is CS, and you are taking feedback from here. This is H2. One more feedback from here. This is H1. Okay, so you will get this diagram. Okay, now you can say here, I'm going to change the ink, say green. Okay, now this is forming another closed loop, this part. Here, and after closed loop, this is cascade with G1. Okay, so I'm going to make it one. So first of all, what is a loop here? GS, इसका I'm going to make it here. Okay, so क्या आएगा G closed loop of this transfer function GS upon GS plus HS because it is a negative feedback. So GS upon 1 plus GS HS. So इसका transfer function क्या आएगा G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3. This is GS upon 1. Now it is a negative feedback, so it is plus sign plus GS means this G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3. GS upon 1 plus GS HS कितना है? HS is H2. H2. So after LCM, after taking LCM here, this will be cancelled. So you will get G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3 plus G2 H2. So we will get this G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3 plus G2 H2. Okay, this and this is forming a cascade with G1. Okay, this is forming a cascade with G1. So I am going to multiply by G1 also. Okay, so new diagram you will get this. This is C of S. This, then it is a error detector plus minus, then this is the transfer function of a forward path is this one G1 G2. G1 G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3 G2 G3 H3 plus G2 H2. This clear, and here it is G1, this is G3, sorry, this is C of reference, sorry, this is R of S, sorry, reference input, and this is C of S, controlled output. Okay, and I have to take feedback from here. What is the feedback here? H1, and this feedback is negative feedback here. Okay, now I'm going to change the ink. Now you can say this is forming a closed loop. Here with negative feedback, and with G3 it is forming a cascade. So total transfer function we can say GS means G1 G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3 plus G2 H2 upon 1. it is a negative feedback, so it is plus GS. This is GS, G1 G2 upon 1 plus G2 G3 H3 plus G2 H2 GS upon 1 plus GS और HS कितना है? What is the value of HS? It is H1. It is H1 into H1. GS upon 1 plus GS into HS. So after LCM, this will be cancelled. You will get equal to what? G1, G2. After LCM, this will be cancelled. So it is 1 into 1, 1 plus G2, G3, H3 plus G2, H2 plus G1, G2, H1, G1, G2, H1. Okay, so this is the transfer function of this system, and it is cascaded with G3, so multiply by G3 also. That is the total answer. Transfer function of the given system is this. This is the answer. G1, G2, G3 upon 1 plus G2H2 plus G2, G3, H3 plus G1, G2, H1. That is the answer we have. Okay, so in this way we can simplify the given network. That is the answer. Okay, the next problem I am going to solve. One more problem I am solving. I am rubbing it first. One more problem I am solving. Problem number 2. Here, this is the problem number 2 I am solving. Okay, so first of all I am going to simplify this. It is slightly difficult. Okay, so please see here, this is plus minus. I am simplifying this diagram first. Okay, so it is plus and this is minus. Okay, then it is plus and minus, and this is H3 minus. एक काम करता हूँ, I am going to take this feedback here from top से ले लेता हूँ, so यहाँ मैं minus show करता हूँ here. Okay, this is the feedback you can show from here. That is what it is, H3. I am taking feedback. Okay, this, then this is H1. This is G1, sorry. Okay, then G1 के बाद it is a closed rector is there, plus, and this is minus. Okay, and this is G2, and this is C of S. Now you can say feedback from here after G2 here. This is the take-off point. This take-off point H3. Okay, this is G1. This is this one. Now this is the feedback for here is H2 from here only. This is the feedback H2. Now what is the feedback for this from here only? For this point it is a feedback from here. It was showing the feedback is H1. It is not H1, it was the feedback in H1 into H2. For this it is H1 into H2. Please, I have simplified. I didn't do anything, but feedback for this is H1 into H2. For this it is only H2. Okay. Now this is the problem I have simplified. Now please here. First of all, I am going to simplify this. I am going to use another ink, black. You can say here, this is forming a closed loop with negative feedback. And it is forming, it is a closed loop, it is forming a closed loop with G1 is in cascade. So I am going to solve this problem by, I am going to simplify this part, I am going to simplify. Okay, this is G2 upon 1 negative feedback, so it is plus G2H2 GSHS G2H2. So you will get this, and this will form a cascade with G1, so I am going to multiply by G1 also. So I have solved up to here. Okay, so we have solved from here and then here, so I got this. Okay, then the C of S, clear. Then this is the feed error detector, plus, and this is minus, is H3. Okay, and from here only another feedback loop is there, H1 into H2 for here. Actually एक ही है, but you can simplify in the two step, plus minus in this way, and this is C of S, sorry, R of S, reference input. Okay, now you can see here another ink I am going to use. Just wait. Now you can say this is forming a closed loop. This is forming a closed loop. So first of all, इसका क्या आ रहा है closed loop का? GS upon 1, it is a negative feedback. So GS upon 1 plus GS HS. This is HS. So क्या आएगा? GS मतलब G1, G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2. This is GS upon 1. It is a negative feedback. So plus GS means G1, G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2. So GS upon 1 plus GS into HS कितना है? H3. H3. This is HS. So what is that? After LCM, this term will be cancelled. So you will get only G1, G2. You will get only G1 into G2 upon this, upon 1 into 1, 1, this into 1 plus G2 H2 plus this G1 G2 G1 G2 H3. You will get this. In place of that, in place of this, we will get this. So I'm going to draw one more diagram. I'm going to change the ink. So I'm going to get this is GS. What is the value of G1 into G2 upon 1 plus G2H2 plus G1 G2 H3, G1 G2 H3. I got this, clear. So in place of that I am getting this, then it is a negative feedback plus and minus, and what is the feedback we have? H1 H2. This is the feedback loop, and this is C of S. reference input RFS and this. So it is again forming a closed loop. So I have to find the transfer function GS upon 1 plus GSHS. So GS transfer function equal to what? GS, that is G1, G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2 plus G1 G2 H3 upon 1 plus this GS G1 G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2 plus G1 G2 H3. This GS upon 1 plus GS into HS क्या है ये H1 H2 into HS H1 H2. So after LCM this term will be cancelled. You will get G1 into G2, that is the final answer I am getting, upon 1 into 1 1 plus this if you multiply here G2 H2 plus G1 G2 H3 plus this plus G1 G2 H1 H2 A. This into this plus this. So that is the final answer. I got it. What is the final answer? G1 into G2 upon 1 plus G2 H2 plus G1 G2 H3 plus G1 G2 H1 H2. That is the final answer. I got it. Okay, this is the final transfer function of the system. That is the final answer. I got it. In this way, you can simplify. If you know all the rules related with the block diagram reduction technique, you can simplify it. Okay, so I am rubbing it. I am developing one more part for two more problem I will solve in part 3. That is lecture unit number 1, lecture number I think 9. Okay, thank you very much for listening me carefully. I will develop few more lectures, maybe 70-80 lectures I will develop for control system 1. So please do subscribe the channel. So automatically whatever the notification will be there, it will come. Okay, thank you very much.